a fear of birds. Because when I was a child, I got chased by a group of geese because they wanted my bread. And now I'm forever scared of birds. This video is literally called The Psychopathic Hunting Habits of Satan's Favorite Birds. As someone with a fear of birds, this video is gonna be rough for me. I'm very scared.
Slick back. That's what I said. Slick back. No, I'm a pimp named Slick back. Pimp named Slick back.
You see this nest? You want to know what?
Wait, why did it have like the most innocent little opening of that bird dancing? That bird was serving face like no other.
Built this nest? You don't want to know what built this nest.
No.
You want to know what made these bones?
No.
You don't want to know what made these.
What?
This bird's a buckbeak coated me to my mental stability. The Harpy Eagle is a homicidal hippogriff with the jungle census on its hit list.
Yeah, it
and
looks
a big
like a
reason is
hippogriff.
harpies having the largest claws of any bird. Not only do they have vice grip talons that could comfortably dap up a grizzly bear's
Scary.
paws, they say getting gripped by them is like getting caught in a Rottweiler's jaws. They're the national bird of Panama, but you finna be Panamiming versus Jurassic Reject takes your breath by crushing your windpipe. But by far the most out-of-pocket thing is what nature went ahead and did with their wings. Unlike most birds its size, Harpy Eagles have relatively short wings. I'm talking about if eagles were the NBA.
This looks like one of those, I'm just a fat ass and hungry, but this looks like one of those chips. Those scoopable salsa Frito chips.
This would be their build. But the short wings just means this life unsubscription service can duck and weave through the dense jungle to catch a body. Which also means there are very few things alive in the Amazon that a hunting harpy can't pack up, from monkeys and sloths, to armadillos, snakes, and porcupines, to other predators like ocelots and foxes. They'll also body other birds like parrots, and they'll even murk other raptors like vultures. But then, what even is a raptor? The answer might just surprise you.
What is
Raptors
a
are what
raptor?
most people might call birds of prey, which is already a problem because there's plenty of other birds that'll have you preying. So the raptor title gets gatekept to the birds with all three: a sharp hooked beak, a Jurassic-style pedicure and talons, and an OP sense of sight. So without a hooked beak but webbed feet, the demonic garbage chute misses the cut. Chronic Crash Out the Canada Goose doesn't sit at the raptor lunch table because if it did, it probably would have seen that coming. But the whole raptor thing's a pain in the prostate, and it's because raptors, they're basically cats that can
Chat, I would rather go face to face with a shark than face to face with one of these birds, dude. How do you fight a bird?
fly. You remember the cat video I made and how insanely convoluted the names got? Like how a black panther isn't actually an animal, a cat called a panther isn't actually a panther, a snow leopard is genetically closer to a tiger, and how a cougar pushing 220 ain't a big cat, but a cat barely a $110 is. Raptors are low-key the same, where the name raptor doesn't describe a family reunion, but like Black Panther, raptor is more like a description. But I'm gonna get to that. Now, the other problem with raptors is that nature basically bamboozled them. Of course, the ability to fly is broken, but it comes with hollow bones. Now, hollow bones aren't to keep the bird light enough for flight. It's more
I'm sorry guys, but their skeleton looks so funny. He got a big old brain. Look at that big forehead. That's a goofy head right there.
more that pneumatic bones are filled with air and so
TJ,
give extra
look at
oxygen to fuel their flight. But it also means a broken bone is a career-ending injury for an avian, and as hunters, they run the risk of getting folded by their own prey. The compromise is, raptors have some of the most heinously creative ways of confiscating consciousness, revoking your existence. Whatever you want to call it, the bird of prey hunting strat is straight out of the pages of a mob boss's torture diary.
No way.
And we can start with the secretary bird, aka Jurassic Park and yoga pants,
Nah.
named after
This bird is the most like cunty bird I have ever seen, dude.
the fact that, like a secretary, they'll connect you to the big boss upstairs if you give them the chance. They cancel prey by kicking them in the
Look at her. Are you kidding me?
head until they flap.
Look at the hair. Look at the eyeliner, chat. Look at the thigh-high boots. Nah, if I don't see a VTuber based on this in the next month, someone is dropping and fumbling that. I know a baddie when I see one, and this is a baddie of the birds.
Flatline or just lie flat, and their usual targets are snakes.
Get
The
it,
combo of
get it,
delivering multiple
get it.
kicks in the time it takes to
Kick
blink,
his
and how
ass.
disrespectfully accurate they are, all adds up to a 6-piece serpent assault where they spam a river dance on a snake's skull until it caves in, leaving the snake out of order like a reptile dysfunction. You gotta hand it to them. That's pretty metal. Actually, you should do the opposite, since the Kung Fu crane can apparently shatter the bones in a human hand. And it's not just snakes. Secretaries will go after things like cheetah cubs and baby gazelle. I think now's a good time to mention they can be an honest 4 feet tall, with a thigh gap no less. As you can see, they're liable to violate snakes
4 feet tall with a thigh gap? Hey, that sounds like someone, chat.
and beauty standards, all while being one of the few birds with 2 pairs pairs of wings, no Red Bull. This high-stepping battery charges with all the smoke, literally, because they'll gather around brush fires just for the opportunity to murk any small animal running for its life. Don't let the pretty privilege distract you. It's an African assassin chicken and thigh boots dressed like a recently divorced mother of 3. And they're not the only ones, because I'll be honest, I low-key forgot this bird existed. This is a Seramas. It's basically a Latin secretary bird, but the real family tree flexes they're the only living relatives of terror birds. Yes, those terror birds. They might be less vertically gifted at less than 2 feet tall, but instead of kicking, Seramas rather body slam their prey to death. The dinosaur time forgot will grab prey and slam them into the ground or against a rock repeatedly. They'll spam suplex as many times as it takes for the bones to break. And if you're too big for all that, they'll use the same sickle claw their prehistoric cousins used to hold down prey and disembowel it alive. So if you get targeted by a Seramas, you'll either get the Hulk to Loki treatment, except from a travel-sized terror turkey, eviscerated and violated while pinned by a weaponized toenail, or just swallow.
This bird's not that bad, chat. I could easily take on this bird. They said it was less than 2 feet tall. It's over. That's an easy win. An easy win.
Clean like a vorophile's wet dream. So far, we have a curb-stomping aggro bird and a mob boss build and terror bird final form. And we're just getting started. This is a kite, and before you ask, this was named after the bird, not the other way around. The kite is like the forgotten little brother of eagles and hawks, and like a kite, they catch bodies by hovering above the ground and waiting for movement so they can swoop down and snatch it. I believe kiting is the expression. They're pretty cool. They greet many of the insects that make life slightly less worth living. The 17-year cicada parade is basically their Super Bowl. Like the secretary bird, they too will gather around grass fires, and any animal trying to run from the smoke gets ironically cooked. But Australian black kites take it a step felony by carrying burning twigs and dropping them on patches of grass. An act of
Dude, this bird is an arsonist. It said that this bird takes burning twigs and drops them on grass. That's crazy. That is crazy.
avian arson that got them another name.
Starts fires.
Firehawks. Apparently this is nothing new, with records of them stealing brands from indigenous cooking fires and dropping them half a mile away. There have even been scientific records of them dropping bread into water to bait small fish, and if it wasn't for this clip, I probably wouldn't believe it. You'd think an aerial arsonist airdropping inferno in a country that has up to 60,000 wildfires a year would immediately get blacklisted. But no, black kites are protected because once again, of course, the fellow with wings is above the law. They're also banned in Boston, but only because we all know Boston can't stand the heat. Now I have a whole video on owls, so I'm not going to talk too much about them. But this is the start of what I was talking about, because you'd normally expect a raptor to be related to other raptors. Instead, the owl's closest relative looks like a Muppet flashlight.
That looks like a... I don't know what that looks like. I don't like that.
Owls are predators on incognito, thanks to feathers that allow them to fly almost completely silently. Again, you don't realize how unsettling that is till you go to bed a family and wake up a single mother. They also have a satellite dish for a face and uneven ears, so even under a foot of snow, they can hear exactly where you're about to go. Owls are 100% the closest thing to cryptids with wings, and while
I feel like Harry Potter made me not scared of owls. Harry Potter made owls seem so like mythical and sweet and magical, but yeah, in reality, they're just crazy.
You see, falcons are cool, but they're weaker than eagles and hawks, so instead they commit to the fastest hitting runs on Earth. Literally, the fastest. So falcons like the peregrine will start up high and dive, that's called the stoop, and once the flying derecho hits triple-digit miles per hour, they'll ball up their feet like a fist. So yeah, they really do falcon punch their prey in the past tense. Didn't even give them time to duck. Not only that, but falcons also have a toenail tooth made specifically to snap spinal cords and send prey to the Lord like Sunday service, all while flying. The one-shot specialist has been known to snipe bald and golden eagles threatening their nest. And there was one time a snowy owl murked a falcon fledgling, so the mother falcon went and life-deprived the owl. There's a lot of ways falcons are built for speed, but the biggest flex is that they have the fastest processing speed of any animal alive. Compared to us, they see the world in slow motion. Falcons are dope, but because of them, we have to address the whole raptor thing again. Because instead of hawks,
they see things in slow motion? How does that work? I can't wrap my mind around that.
The missile with wings is most related to parrots. So again, raptor isn't a family name, most of them aren't even closely related. But there are a lot of falcons, like the American kestrel. I like them because they're pretty. Small. The colorway ain't bad either. They also factory reset prey by stabbing them in the back of the head with that tooth, but you can't deny this psychopath's cute. A black-thighed falconet.
Okay, little birds, chat. I like little birds. Little birds are really cute. It's just when they get like big, I'm scared. Falcons are cool, not gonna lie. Falcons are cool. I think they look really pretty. Small, yeah, dude, look at these little small guys.
It's the smallest bird of prey in the weight class of a sparrow. Yet they also find a way to pack up other
Look at
birds.
him.
The pygmy falcon is a nest pirate that
No,
often
this is
shacks up in the homes of
cute.
weaver birds. Normally it's a good gig with the pygmies clearing out snakes and lizards, but sometimes they'll switch up and kill their weaver bird roommates, so there's that. But there's another falcon that might just be the biggest bird op of all, and it might also be the most underrated.
biggest
Next to that
bird
is
op?
the Caracara. The Caracara is a black Air Force parrot. Unlike every other falcon, they'd rather handle business on the ground.
Chat, why is he running like that? I don't like that, dude. Imagine that chasing you. I don't like that at all. I'm scared. I'm
They
actually
live on honey
scared.
badger timings, and they'll pull up to a carcass
Why
and
was
bully
he
bigger vultures out the
sprinting like
way.
a
Crescent
human?
Caracara is a special kind of klepto. They'll straight up mob other birds
But
like
why is he
pelicans and press them into
running?
vomiting their lunch so they can have it. Striated Caracaras and the Falcons are a Pennywise level threat to minor safety. You know, Raptor comes from the Latin word to seize or take by force. That's what this avian Amber Alert lives by. Caracaras will also link up with each other and form gangs and have honest-to-God turf wars. Even back in the day,
They have turf wars? That's crazy. You see that running at you? What you doing? That's what I'm saying. I could not 1v1 a bird. I'm so scared. My cousin had a bird once, like just a small, like 5-inch tall parrot, and I couldn't even go into their house. All animals have turfs. I guess that's true. I guess that's true. It's just so scary seeing birds like fight each other.
they were on Darwin's radar. In 1830, he mentioned how curious they were, but also how annoying it was to live around a bird that'll steal anything that isn't nailed down. Turns out this affiliated delinquent of a bird is
Look at
low-key
him.
the gifted student of the raptor class, and is even smart enough to solve puzzles for fun. Basically, Caracaras are if the peregrine falcon and the secretary bird had a baby, but it was adopted and
Hi,
raised by
Reckless.
pros and tutored by the
Welcome
key
in.
on
Welcome,
weekends. Just an
welcome.
overall underrated menace of a dinosaur, but also a hyper-intelligent, talented opportunist. Actually, I take that back. Vultures might be the most underrated.
Yeah, vultures
People assume
is
something with the
very-
feeding habits of a casket is a pushover, and they do get their cookies taken by other raptors. But vultures very much can be about that life too.
Yo, did you just see him just slap that man for disrespecting him? That's crazy. Birds are probably the most chill pets though. One, this is a horrible picture to pause on because this is disgusting. I'm so scared. I'm so scared of birds.
Especially since black vultures often won't wait for an animal to expire. They'll put weak, sick, or young animals on a shirt. Some farmers know all too well. Sometimes they'll wait for a cow to give birth just to jump the newborn and return to sender. Sometimes
It just said that they eat newborn cows. Newborn cows are huge.
they won't even wait, and they'll move on a cow in labor and act like the world's most malicious midwives. Getting violated by vultures means eyes gouged out, tongue torn off, and they'll even break through the back door. Basically the booty warrior of birds, but unlike boondocks, this one's protected by law. From a surgical psychopath to a scavenger. Yet a bearded vulture eats almost nothing but bones, and they've even been known to swallow ones nearly a foot long. But once in a while they'll go after the living,
Booty
sometimes in the
warrior,
form of
they're a
airdropping
booty
a tourist hundreds of feet to
warrior.
feed on the insides like a piñata. You know, mountain climbers were so spiritually disturbed by the beardy, they called it the bird of Satan. To be
That's a
fair,
big
they have a
bird.
sclera ring around their eyes that fills with blood when stressed and makes their eyes turn bloodshot when running a fade. The Grim Reaper's War King with a whole showering gun activated. I don't blame him, that is demonic character design. Also, a bearded vulture allegedly murked a man with a turtle.
I was just about to say, low-key, this bird is kind of cool. It looks really cool. It has nice colors, and the eye thing, it's kind of a badass bird, chat. I'm not gonna lie, it's a badass bird. They got the Halloween effect. Yeah, they're spooky.
Turtle shell to the head like Mario Kart, which sounds fake, but keep in mind, there's a woman walking around with scars from breaking a porcupine's fall. RNG can be a real ad. All that, and you still can't show me a bird with the Harpy Eagle's aura. We already mentioned the life-canceling claws that could probably crush your skull, which is why Harpy Eagles have a prey list of over 116 species. And that includes putting other raptors like Seramas and Vultures on shirts. Don't think for one second nature came out with this and stopped there. The African crowned eagle is basically the Harpy of the motherland. Same survival-revoking claws, and same short wings to make it a menace to monkey kind.
Dude, he got the whole monkey. He took out a whole monkey, dude. No.
And they're the only raptor to allegedly see people as prey, with reports of human child remains in nests and the infamous tongue child believed to have been packed up by an African crown. Honestly, any continent outside of Penguin Land has at least one of these eagles. Australian wedgetails go after kangaroos and dingoes, and their territory will enough to fade a $1,000 drone on sight. There was one time a wedgie fought a helicopter and won, past tensing a pilot in the process. R.I.P. The North American golden eagle has a hit list of prey in the
This bird is huge. You underestimate how big some of these birds are. Okay, see, here's the issue. Where I live, chat, like we have, I don't know, pigeons and sparrows. My mom has 4 chickens. Well, these aren't like a chicken, but I'm scared of even chickens. Yeah, big birds are a menace. They're a menace. They're a menace.
Or hundreds. But really their claim to fame is how they'll give goats a first-class flight to the gulag with no return trip.
What?
I'm sorry, this is so disrespectful. Look at this animation.
Chat, is this fucking real? Dude, that is the most fucked up way to kill your prey, is to lift it up and just drop it.
Give goats a first-class flight to the gulag with no return trip. I'm sorry, this is so disrespectful. Look at this animation. He gave him an NPC death, gave him nothing but time to reflect. There's the Philippine eagle, which honestly mogs the out of everyone for no reason. But there might not be a bigger flex than the stellar sea eagle. You know, if this wasn't on camera,
a pretty bird.
nobody'd ever believe you. It's one of the heaviest eagles on Earth with an 8-foot wingspan. It's an impressive forested featherface that's apparently been seen carting off seals. Clearly the meteor told him to take a sick day, because dog, you're not telling me that's not a dinosaur. And low-key, they might go the same way. For all the harpy hate I was talking, there's no recorded case of a harpy eagle killing or even attacking a human. In fact, it's them not being afraid of humans that can get them put on a shirt by poachers. Add habitat destruction, and if raptors like them aren't endangered, they're at least in danger of being endangered. Which is why you got places like the Raptor Trust in Millington, New Jersey, looking after all kinds of birds from Ollie the kestrel to Virgil the turkey vulture. They got couples too, like Mariah and Thor the golden eagles. They're mad cute together. And of course, the symbol of America, Colonel and Uno. Uno because of the whole one wing thing. And even though they're technically not raptors, I even met Ray the Raven. You know what's crazy? He's in a cage, and he's in a relationship with another wild raven. Like, he'll even sneak food between the bars of his cage for her. You know what's crazier? His girl has a whole nother family in the wild. I usually don't rock with home wreckers, but I'm rocking with Ray. But like I said, my favorites were definitely the owls, especially this barred owl named Sunny. I think he liked me. Although the vultures gotta be a close second, since they'll literally walk up and follow you around like a puppy. Oh, this isn't sponsored, by the way. I just had a good time and wanted to shout them out. So if you're ever in the area, the Raptor Trust in Millington, New Jersey, 100% recommended. But that's gonna do it for this video. Drink water, hug your mother.
Low-key, guys, that did not help my bird fear. I think I'm even more scared of big birds, dude. Listen, I'll pet like a chicken. If you have a little parakeet, I'm down with a parakeet, but a large bird like that? No. It's a GG for me, chat. Fuck birds at the end of the day. Especially the shoebills. Yeah, okay, let me look up a shoebill really quick. Let's do an honorary mention of the sad shoebill picture. This is my favorite shoebill picture, chat. Look at him. If I was a bird, if I was any bird, this would be me in bird form. But if you guys ever want to like recommend videos for me, feel free to put them in my Discord. I appreciate you so much. Get lots and lots of rest. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.